susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Approve na gabi po sa inyo lahat mga kaibigan. Ako si Elaine Fuentes at inaanyayahan ko po kayong samahan niyo kaming muli at tulungan kayo. Sama-sama natin tuklasin ang mga pamaraan tungo sa mga palatuntunan, proyekto o programa ng gobyerno, maging ng mga pribadong organisasyon at ahensya na sobrang ginawa po naman para sa ating kapakinabangan. Ibahagi naman ang inyong reaksyon at suggestion sa ating email at fanpage na naka-flash po ngayon sa inyong mga screens. Makilahok na kaibigan dahil ito'y programang para sa inyo. Dito walang alinlangan dahil dito ituturo namin ang mga pamaraan. Ito ang approve. Gawin natin to. Di ba nung alaw daw, sinasabi ng ating mga magulang, ang tanging may pamamana sa atin ay ang edukasyon. It still speaks true today. Kahit meron ng iba-ibang modes ng mga kasanayan at ng edukasyon, nananatili kinakailangan meron tayong tools para gagamitin natin yan sa ating pamumuhay. Isa sa pinaka-crucial na ahensya ng pamahalaan ay ang binuo noong 1994, ang Commission on Higher Education na namamahala, obviously, sa higher education spectrum ng edukasyon sa ating bansa. Malaki ang challenge na kinakaharap ng ahensyang ito and so to speak also, malaki ang kinakaharap ng lahat ng mga stakeholders dito sa aspetong ito ng ating society. Sila po ang ating kasama ngayong gabi. Umati ka pong balitaktakan at kwentuhan dito lamang po sa Approve. Huwag kayong alis, magbabalik po kami.
Health is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami ko ospital na napuntahan, pero wala ring nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila-Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
这里是非中新闻台 CNTV，
我是 Candice 感陈静宇
And my name is Ricky 孙凯。
我是您的新闻主播 Wesley Chua 蔡南中。
我是您的气象 buddy 真晨陈金霄。
我是您的新闻主播 Henry Cheng 邓启能。
我是您的新闻主播潘伟莲 Michelle Pan。
我是您的气象 buddy 德阳 Ashley 陈洁瑜。
Saganang Mamamayan, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga.
Bunga ng nagbabagong demands ng panahon, kinakailangan na magkaroon ng mga pagbabago maging sa pagbalangkas at pagpapatupad ng pamahalaan sa mga programang pang-edukasyon. Taong 1994 ay formal na naitatag ang Commission on Higher Education o CHED. mula sa pagiging bahagi lamang ng dating Department of Education, Culture and Sports bilang isang bureau. Ito ay binigyan ng autonomous powers sa bisa ng Republic Act 7722 o mas kilala sa Commission on Higher Education Act of 1994. Ang CHED ay binigyan ng kapangyarihan na pangasiwaan ang mga educational institution on higher learnings. Ito ay may layuning lalong mapaunlad at mapagyaman ang edukasyon sa level na ito. Ang CHED rin ang may karapatan na magkaloob ng iba't ibang status sa mga higher learning institutions gaya halimbawa ng mga university status. Patuloy na may malapit na ugnayan ang Department of Education, ang TESDA at ang CHED upang lalong maging comprehensive ang pamamalakad ng mga programang gagabay sa industriyang ito. Bukod sa pagpapataas ng kalidad ng mga nagtuturo at pagtuturo, alamin ang iba pang mga programa at proyekto ng CHED sa talakayan ngayong gabi dito sa Aprub. Ako si Ellery Husay at Aprub sa amin, ang ahensyang ito.
And welcome back mga kaibigan. Today is another special episode kasi it will shed light to a lot of the things that are being asked about one of the departments, specifically of our education sector. Ang ating pag-uusapan po ngayon ay ano ba talaga ang function? Bakit ba kinreate ang CHED, ang Commission on Higher Education? Samantalang dati, panahon ni dating Pangulong Marcos, meron namang DEX, Department of Education, Culture and Sports. Bakit ba hiniwalay-hiwalay? Alam po ninyo, perfect ang ating guest for today because from the very beginning, he was there even before the inception of CHED. Nandiyan na siya sa Education Department, kaya siya yung ating tatanungin ng bonggang-bongga. Ang ating pong guest for today, si Atty. Julito D. Vitriolo, Executive Director ng CHED. Sir, magandang gabi sa'yo. How are you?
I'm fine. Magandang gabi, Elaine.
Alam mo, sir, natutuwa ako kasi it came to my knowledge that you're one of the longest standing public servants na hindi nagpalipat-lipat ng sector.
Talaga?
From the very beginning. You started what year, sir?
Well, when I finished my engineering in UP in 1984.
Teka lang, sir, engineering, nakalagay dito sa prompter ko, attorney
my first degree was engineering.
Okay.
Then I took up law later sa UP din and I finished it. So, kailangan noon ng Department of Education ng mga technical personnel on engineering education. Meron kasi malaking project doon. So in 1984, I was recruited as part of that the technical or the engineering education project.
Okay, sa academe.
Nagtuturo
ka, sir, hindi?
Hindi. Yung kasing project na yon, that was funded by ADB. Okay. It's a foreign assisted project ng DEX. No?
Right. Okay.
So doon tayo nag-start. DEX in 1984. And nung DEX pa, for 10 years, I was with the Technical Panel for Engineering Education. 10 years yan sa DEX. And then in 1994, yun na nga, nabuo yung, naipasa yung batas ng CHED or CHED, no?
Right. Dati, pag ang pinag-usapan ay edukasyon at nakasama pa dyan ang kultura at nakasama pa dyan ang arte o arts, nakasama pa dyan ang sports, isa lang yan.
Yes.
Now, we've come to realize that in more progressive society, pinaghiwalay-hiwalay yan kasi malaki masyado yung gampanin, masyadong complex. And that's why the law was created, creating in turn yung CHED.
Yes, right.
Okay, ano ang mandato ng CHED?
Well, yung nabanggit mo kanina kasi napakalaki nga ng sakop ng DEX, ano? Unfortunately, at that time, maliit lang yung Bureau of Higher Education. So, kulang ang...
Bureau lang siya, no, sir?
Yes, Bureau. Diyan nagsimula yung CHED, no?
Okay.
Siyempre, yung pansin na binibigay sa higher education, kukunti compared sa basic, dahil napakalaki ng basic education sector.
Right.
So, nung nahiwalay ito, nung 1994, yung tinatawag nilang trifocalization of the education system, na-create, of course, yung DepEd, no? Department of Basic Education, and then nagkaroon ng Commission on Higher Education under Republic Act 7722, and then yung TESDA, yung Technical Education Skills Development Authority. So tatlo yan na nanggaling sa isa. No? So ang focus natin sa higher education, ang mandated tayo to supervise and develop the entire higher education sector of the country, both public and private.
Okay. I was going to ask that,
Yes.
kung kasama ba yung public?
Kasama ang public and private. Ito yung mga state universities and colleges.
Right.
Then of course, yung mga private schools na that comprises more than 80%, mga 88% pa ng the entire higher education sector.
Okay. Now, I think the spirit of the law when it was created was to further make access available to everyone.
True,
Kasi
true.
I recall, before, no, yung mga panahon na yan, pag sinabi mong college, parang napakalayong pangarap niyan. And ever since CHED was created, nakita na natin yung pagsulpot ng iba't ibang mga higher education institutions. At the same time, sumulpot pero napanatili yung kalidad. Kasi nandyan in place ang CHED at isa ito sa mga minomonitor.
True, true. No, nabanggit mo kanina, no? Well, in the statement for the Declaration of Policy ng Batas, promotion and protection of the right of all citizens to quality and accessible.
Yun. So, yung dalawang yun talaga.
Accessible,
quality
education.
and access.
Yes.
So, hindi pwedeng access lang pero wala lang.
Yeah, pero
Dapat quality.
of course, yung emphasis dyan, nagbabago.
Right.
Nagbabago yan. No?
Okay. Now, when it was created and put into action in 1994, the president was then
Si FBR, si
FBR
President
na. Okay,
Ramos,
because
no?
we recall, President Cory belonged to what is still called the revolutionary government.
that's
So, after nun, after na-create na yung bagong constitution, lumabas itong law na part na ito nun.
That's right.
Nung pagbabago na sinasabi din. Okay, so, may active role ka na kaagad nun sa CHED?
Well, I just finished my law degree at that time, in 1993. And of course, I was active in the Technical Panel for Engineering Education. No? The director then of the bureau was Dr. Mona Valisno, no?
Okay.
Who later on became one of the commissioners and DepEd secretary. You know?
Okay.
Inatasan niya tayo na balangkasin yung organizational framework ng CHED at that time.
Tsaka yung pinaka-parang IRR ng organization.
Also, right. So, ginawa natin yan. And then, it was basically a lean and mean organization. No? We envisioned that to be manned by, sabi nga namin, highly qualified and high-powered professionals. No?
Right. Dito na pumasok, sir, yung standards, qualifications, and requirements for everybody that are going to take up positions within the structure itself and then within the institutions na gino-govern itong structure na ito.
Yes,
Okay.
because we want to it to become a professional and a high-powered organization. Dapat matataas ang qualification ng papasok dito in different fields of studies. Ano?
Napakarami niyan, sir.
Oo
no?
nga eh. So, marami kasi tayong, parang anchor din kasi ng CHED is the presence of a technical panel of experts. No?
Right.
Because these are the group that will dictate also or determine the high standards of quality in terms of academic programs, standards, and kasama na rito yung pagbabalangkas ng mga plans and programs for the entire sector.
Okay, you just mentioned yung kalidad, quality, and then yung standards at saka yung academic program. Kasi napaka-importante nito because one of the roles of CHED is essential in an institution. May mga institution kasi that they have plans. They started as a college, and then a bunch of colleges, and then as they start to grow and grow, meron na silang projection in the future to become or to achieve university status.
Right.
Ito ay nasa mga kamay din ng CHED.
Yes, no. Well, ang umpisa dyan, of course, the grant of authorizations. No? When you want to offer an academic program, you have to organize first.
Right.
Either as a non-stock, non-profit institution or a stock corporation. No? May mga guidelines tayo dyan, developed by as I said, the panel of experts. Then, of course, the corporation, the educational corporation, has to comply with all of these guidelines, no, with respect to facilities, faculty, library,
Meron silang bar na kailangan.
Of course, you're right. No?
Okay.
Meron tayong checklist dyan and they have to comply with the minimum requirements before they can be given authority or permit to operate a program. No? But that's just one phase. Meron pa kasing another phase which is the recognition phase.
Right.
After the 4th year. No?
At yung merong timeline siya, you have to comply with deadlines also.
True.
And then you have to comply. Kasi yung sinabi ni attorney kanina, merong minimum. Yun yung para mag-grant ka. Pero hindi ibig sabihin tapos na yung laban doon because you have to continue developing. And you make a promise to the CHED because CHED is going to check on you.
Right. So merong monitoring na sinasabi diyan, no? Evaluation and monitoring, no? You're right when you said that it's just the minimum because parang entry level yan, no? Now, if you want to become a better institution, then you go towards accreditation, no?
Right.
Yung accreditation naman, this is done by the FAAP or the Federation of Accrediting Association of the Philippines. Marami siyang mga accrediting bodies dyan, ano? Nandiyan yung PACOCOA, ECSC, even sa government sector, meron sila yung AACUP, no?
Okay. Kasama yun?
Kasama doon, no? PACOCOA and PASCO, nandiyan, ano?
Is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami po ospital na napuntahan, pero wala ring nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila-Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
Welcome to the garden. A world that recaptures the value of life, creating your moments, kindling your passion, worth reliving over and over. This is your world, your life, your garden.
Agila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 7:30 hanggang alas 8 ng umaga.
Higher education is now within reach here in the Philippines. Ito ay sa pagtutulungan ng iba't ibang sektor at ang nasa ibabaw ng lahat na ito, coming from the government side, of course, is the Commission on Higher Education at ang ating kasama ngayon, ang Executive Director, si Atty. Julito, Vitriolo. Kanina pag-usapan na natin, bakit ba kinakalikrate yan? Meron naman na DEX dati. Nag-work naman yung DEX dati. Well, you know, alam nyo, lumabas kayo ng bahay, pumasok, paglabas nyo, iba na yung environment. That's how fast things are going. And CHED is just one of the means to cope. And speaking of coping, sir, Dati, ano ba yung mga courses na mga sikat, no? Teacher, kay engineer, architect, business administration,
computer,
banking, etc.
IT.
Ngayon, may mga bago na pag tinignan mo, no, kahit sa internet lang, uy, may ganito na palang diploma ngayon. Ay, may ganito na palang associate studies ngayon. Ano, sir, what is the level of awareness ng ating CHED pagdating dito? Tsaka ano yung mga encouragement na naipagkakaloob natin sa mga educational institutions natin, higher education?
Usapin na sa teknolohiya, no? We have recently developed yung programs in technopreneurship. So sa engineering yan and in collaboration with other disciplines, no? I think it's a multidisciplinary program. Then we have also the business, in the business courses, IT, the smart analytics, ano?
Right.
Incorporating it. So may mga value added, and of course yung the service management course in the business courses, which aim to prepare yung ating mga graduates or students in the call center industry.
Right.
There are many
And
others,
also,
even in the tourism and
right.
the hospitality area courses, nandyan din yan, ano?
Tsaka sir, kasi kahit ngayon, dati kami, IB-Mascom Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication. Ngayon, meron ng major in broadcast journalism.
Oh, yeah?
At meron na ding mga computer courses. Na dati, mga computer courses,
wala
wala kami niyan. Counting lang kami, pero ngayon meron na. Di ba yung scriptwriting, typewriter pa kami noon. Ngayon, hindi na. Kasama na yung computer courses, even sa mga ibang mga, not necessarily IT-based or IT-attached courses.
Yes.
Kasama din yun sa ipine-prescribe ng CHED.
Well, napaka-broad kasi ng spectrum niya, no? So, the reliance also on the IT competencies is important, no?
Yes.
In these courses. So, because of the K-12 implementation, our technical panels have been tweaking or enhancing yung various college curricula so that it becomes relevant, no, under the 21st century environment. So, yung a good number of units were transferred kasi, sa in the senior high school. So they're able to put, more relevant courses to support the programs, the degree programs.
Right. Tapos speaking of the 21st century, of course, ngayon mas lumiit ang mundo in terms of travel, time, and communication is just within reach. But at the same time, lumaki rin because yung playing field mo na dati ito lang, mas lumawak na. Sa selling na lang, sa business, sa selling, sa sales, kala mo. Dati, pagka nagkaroon ka ng isang tindahan, automatic ay parang made ka na kasi yung town mo, you will service your town. Ngayon, because of the advent of technology, hindi. You're selling to the whole world.
That's right.
And of course, we are trying to educate our young ones for the purposes of having tools to use when they're out there in the world. Ano, sir, ang mga changes na nangyari na within the higher education spectrum dahil dito sa globalization?
Well, aside from the courses or the degree programs that I mentioned earlier, technopreneurship, smart analytics, even yung sa service management and variants. We also have very recently, I think, implemented the BS in Engineering Technology programs. It's a shorter course. It's a non-engineering program, but it is in the technology field.
Okay.
No? So it complements the engineering programs. No? Aside from that, dun sa IT field, it has also changed a lot. And there are many tracks and variants of the IT. Dati computer, technology, ganun lang. But now you have software engineering, you have MIS, all of these different programs are there. Even in the hospitality management area, meron na rin mga cruise management, travel management, even culinary,
and languages.
science and languages also. So it's evolving in the sense that the curricula should put in what the world, not just the country, needs. You mentioned language. Now people can work not only here but elsewhere.
O, tsaka nakakatuwa, sir, dati, gusto mo mag-aral ng, well, Spanish, who used to be part of the secondary curriculum, pero ngayon hindi na, kasi may mga iba na rin, ng mga elective languages dun sa isang track dito sa ating K-12. Pero sa college kasi, dati, ang readily available ay ang Spanish, of course, and then some schools offered Nihongo.
Yes.
And then some schools ay Mandarin or Chinese. Ngayon, hindi na. Dati gusto mo mag-aral ng French. Hahanap ka talaga ng ang isa lang natatandaan ko, because I wanted to learn the French language. There was only one institution that offered it. Sa Makati.
Oh, yeah. Now, sa culinary, I think you have to learn that also.
At saka you have to have lots of money
Yes.
bago ka makapag-aral. But now, it's not the case anymore. Yes. And the good thing also about CHED is that it consults the stakeholders in this whole thing. No? Merong tinatanong sila, meron silang tools, meron silang, may consultation para malaman what is best for a particular topic or a particular issue. At meron din silang mga activities, yung iba, tying up with other educational institutions. Yung iba, tying up with the trifocal agencies na nagawa. Kaya makikita nyo minsan, merong isang activity pero nandun si CHED. Pero activity siya ng DepEd. Minsan naman, merong TESDA, andun din si CHED. Minsan naman, activity ni CHED pero nandun si TESDA.
Yeah, because, when it was integrated before, isa lang yan, no?
Right.
But sometimes, you have to have the three agencies.
Right, working together.
That is also, sometimes a downside in the sense that you have to have those three agencies together. And in the international arena, they're also confused whom which agency to
deal with.
Because, well, invariably, it's the DepEd because it's a department. No?
Right.
It's the acknowledged minister level.
Okay. Now, tatanungin natin mamaya si Attorney Vitriolo how the consultations are being done at meron ba tayong pwedeng papilin dito? Ano ba ang mahihita natin kung tatawag tayo sa CHED? Ano ba yung pwedeng mga impormasyon na sa kanila natin kukunin? Hindi sa DepEd, hindi sa TESDA. Ito yung responsibility nila. And I save the best for last. Sasagutin mo mamaya, Attorney. We have ASEAN has been a big thing, the integration. Now, when it was first created, when we first joined it, we are a founding member, medyo may takot kasi baka hindi tayo makasabay. Ang takot yun, baka magamit lang tayo nung mas progressive na bansa at magamit din tayo noong tayo bumitbit ng mga less progressive na mga bansa. Pero may magandang balita dito At si Attorney Vitriolo ang pagsasabihin natin mamaya. Ang tanong ko kasi, sir, how are our graduates faring in the global community? Zero-in muna tayo dito sa ASEAN. Responsibility mo yan. Babalik pa rin ang Aprub.
Is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami ko ospital na napuntahan, pero wala ring nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila-Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
Landmarks, Linggo, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi.
Tonight, we're talking about the Commission on Higher Education at ang ating guest ay ang Executive Director ng CHED, si Atty. Julito Vitriolo. Sir, is there such a word as internationalization?
Well, because we're in the 21st century,
Yes.
that's been an accepted, term, and it connotes many things, like the presence of the country in
On the map, on the
yes,
global
map in the world, the presence of institutions. Now, applied in the higher education sector, we talk about linkages and activities of institutions of higher learning here in the Philippines, in the international scene. So we encourage them to have many bilateral linkages. We encourage mobility of their students and faculty.
Right.
And of course, it would be best if they can even branch out in other countries, so that they can project or sell the brand of Philippine higher education that we have. We have many good schools. I think many of our programs are well accepted.
Right.
Anywhere else in the world. For example, our maritime programs,
Yes,
our
yes.
medical
Oh, yes,
programs,
yes, yes.
and even our engineering programs and nursing programs. The graduates of these programs are
sought after.
Yes, that's correct. You said it. It's the most sought after human resource, the
Right.
Filipinos.
Well, I am a Filipino, so I'm entitled to do this. But there is something about the Filipinos that are quite special, especially doon sa service sector na, lalo na sa medical profession. There are good doctors, but our nurses, really, hinahabol talaga sila because of how they perform as nurses. Talagang nurturer sila. Okay, setting that aside, dati, may nakikita na tayo ng mga foreign students here. Na dati yun, kasi active din panahon ni Pangulong Marcos, yung exchange student. Because, he wants to put us there, and that's one of his ways. Pero ngayon kasi, dati, parang government to government. Ngayon, parang it's a personal choice na.
Yes.
Parang naririnig kasi nila ang Pilipinas, so they would come here. Dati kasi isang laksa pa yan, isang grupo yan, dadating dito, 20 students. Nababalita pa yan sa dyaryo, 20 students arrive, ganyan. Ngayon, hindi na. Makikita
Thousands na.
Yes. And sometimes, 2, 3, 4, hanggang 10, hindi naman sila magkakakilala, although they come from the same country. So, ibig sabihin, it's a personal choice.
Yes. Well, not only that, we have many advantages here in the Philippines when it comes to the higher education sector.
Right.
Take, for example, the case of India, where they have, maybe close to, 5,000 or maybe more students in the Philippines. In Davao alone, in DMSF, the Davao Medical Foundation.
Right.
They have something like 2,000 plus, Indian medical students.
Well, that's worthy of note kasi sa Amerika, yung mga Indian doctors and those that are in the medical field, they are well respected and they perform well. And for Indian nationals to seek education here,
Right.
speak something, di ba?
Yes, because they say that it's similar. The conditions in India and here are quite similar, no? Like terms of the practice of the profession, you know, the environment.
Right.
When of course they can cook their own food here.
Readily available.
Yes.
Okay. Alayo na narating natin kasi when I was mentioning the Indian nationals who are performing well in the medical field, nasa utak ko is New York, si Mount Sinai. Pero balik muna tayo dito sa region natin, sa region natin,
Sure.
which is the ASEAN. We have just concluded being host for the ASEAN. And it's a very historic event because it happens to be the 50th year of the ASEAN. And then, the ASEAN Summit, yung nag-host tayo. Merong mga projections and educational institutions from our ASEAN neighbors are looking in the Philippines, and we are also inspecting the educational system and whatnot sa other countries. Meron bang particular activity ang CHED, o involved ang CHED regarding the ASEAN educational institution collaboration?
Yes, of course. Aside from the usual bilateral
Yes,
agreements, you know, exchange of students and faculty, we're also involved in the so-called referencing framework or the ASEAN qualifications referencing framework. No? Ano ba yung framework na yan? It's really a system where you compare your qualifications with the other members of the ASEAN.
Okay.
How near, how far.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the end, it will have an impact on the acceptability of qualifications, even employment, for instance. So we have that in the Philippines. We have a so-called Philippine Qualifications Framework, or PQF.
Okay.
It's a level 8 system where 8 is the highest. That's the doctorate level. You know, 6 is the bachelor, and then the 7 the post-bachelor or the masteral. No?
Okay.
The other levels would straddle the TESDA, and of course some interfaces in the college. No? So we have that, and we try to range that with the ASEAN qualifications framework and with the other countries. So it's really an ingredient to the mobility issue on not only human resource, but faculty, students, and all that.
The whole system.
Yes.
It's the whole organism.
Of course. Well, someday I've been telling also whenever I speak to groups that we should be able, no? We have to do it. We have to prepare, because it would be sad if even in our own backyard we are not able to compete,
that's
no?
true,
Because it's now an international community, or the so-called AEC, or ASEAN Economic Community, the integration issue, single markets. So it's a big challenge for us to level up and keep up with our competition.
Right. And speaking of keeping up with the competition, we have somehow started and still in the process of developing our own language, because language in the academe, so to speak, kasi tayo yung ka-interact natin tong mga ito on a closer and a more comprehensive level. Kesa doon sa iba, because they're just there. I mean, you need rice, you know where to go, and they need this, they know where to go. So, meron na tayong ganyan. Now, my next question, I said I saved the best for last, is global citizen na ang ating mga mamamayan. Pagkatapos, there are terms that are being thrown out there, like, millennials, etc., etc. Like, it's well, it is. It is a big deal. There is a big difference. Parang tumalon ang dalawang lifetimes yung gap. Now, taking all this into consideration, how are our graduates faring in the global community?
Well, as we have talked about earlier, the Filipinos, they're still, I would say, the human resource of choice. No? Even in, countries like in the European countries, for example, in the US, the North American countries, they are still you know, the choice of these employers, even in the maritime sector.
So in short, sa Tagalog, ligawin tayo.
Yeah, but well, there is also a caveat there, because other countries are also fast catching up.
Right.
So all the more we need to, you know, to surpass the competition, to prepare more, and you know, to equip our graduates higher level competencies.
Right.
You know, you mentioned about the, you know, IT literacy, even the communication skills. That is important, no? And the use of these high-tech devices.
Yes.
That
But
shortens.
I think there are trailblazer Filipinos who have made the pathway easier to thread. Kasi, sino ba yung nag-invento ng ano? Sino ba yung nag-create ng this microchip that is virtually in every computer that we have now?
Dado Banata,
yes,
is based in
from
Stanford.
From the north, yeah. Tapos itong si Wi-Fi, I just recently learned na ang naka-discover pala nitong sistema na ito isang Filipino na naman. Diba? Tapos yung dun sa radiation and then even in cancer research, there are so many Filipinos that got their basic education here and then they went abroad and then they prospered there. I think the most crucial part of or role of the CHED is, and it is performing it now, is providing that avenue for them to develop further. Kasi kahit sa robotics, sir, nananalo tayo. Matubo-tubo lang yung mga pinagkabit-kabit nila, nananalo tayo. Nag-uuwi tayo ng... Tapos sa probinsya pa galing talaga.
Awards and all that, no?
Yes, nagno-number 1 tayo. Okay, so, mga programs ng CHED ay isa dito ay ang consultation doon sa yung mga stakeholders na tinatawag. So kung halimbawa ako isang magulang, I have questions because there are courses now that are not hindi masyado popular, halimbawa archaeology, geology, mga ganyan. Pero pag tinanong mo, yung mga educational institutions, sabi, kailangan talaga natin ito because we had a few and then they went abroad. So we need more here. You know, we have the OST. They need, anong tawag dun sa ganong classification ng mga tao ng
Scientists. Yeah.
Scientists, okay.
Researchers.
Yes. Dati kasi pag sinabi mo geologist, ay mag-abroad ka, doon ka mag-aral, doon ka na rin magtrabaho. Wala ditong geology, wala ditong archaeologist. Ngayon, meron na. Like for example,
it's not very many, but of course there are, no? Because in the study of the Department of Labor and Employment, they found out that these are key critical professions.
Right.
And in the end, they will be key employment generators also.
Right.
Because this is what, you know, the 21st century environment would need.
Yes.
Kulang na nga tayo ng mga, ang tawag doon, yung mga sa pag-asa, weathermen, meteorologists, kulang na eh.
Correct.
So, hindi lang yun, pati mga, you mentioned this sa mining industry, sa geologists,
yes.
kulang din yan. For engineering, for instance, it's, well, I cannot say it's enough, but I heard from this information from the schools. They are, you know, they need more. You know,
yes.
In the construction industry, they need more. So, well, we have a big engineering sector.
Right. Now, ano ang pwede niyong ipagkaloob na serbisyo doon sa mga, not really stakeholders directly, pero halimbawa mga magulang, halimbawa yung mga industriya, katulad dyan, no, yung mga sinasabi niyo nagko-consult sa inyo, kasi kailangan namin na, we need more engineers, we need more geologists, we need more archaeologists.
Well, in the process of touching base, no, with the employers, the users of the graduates industry, so to speak, meron tayong mga technical panels that are only composed of people from academia but also from industry. So, in the process of developing the various curricula, ay talagang public hearing yan. Meron tayong public hearing na tinatawag or consultation so that we also reach out to the various stakeholders and then they provide inputs on how we could better, you know, come up with the curricula and how it could best help the students. No? Yan ang proseso natin before we can even approve certain program of studies. No?
Okay.
So,
If there are issues with universities or education or higher education institutions, can they come to
yes,
you?
sa regional offices namin,
Okay.
we have, well, nationwide in the regions, the regional centers, we have regional offices there. And of course, they are always welcome and they can call
Gusto ko ulitin mo
anytime.
yan, sir, kasi minsan pag kasi higher education, parang nagpa-pop up kagad sa utak yung professor na makapal ang glasses, ang kakapal ang mga libro, computers lang ang kausap. One of the reasons of this show is to humanize the institution or the agency and to remind the people that behind these acronyms and big names are people also that are just like them.
Yes.
So, we don't have too much time, so I'll give you a couple of minutes to address the audience para ikaw yung human face ng ating CHED at to invite the public for more participation at magandang pakikialam sa ating CHED.
Oh, yes. Well, the business of CHED basically is to promote and preserve and protect the right of our citizens to quality and accessible higher education. No? Of course, we have various functions that would address this, like standard setting. We have that provision of financial assistance and scholarships also. We plan for the sector, and we monitor and evaluate programs and institutions. No? There are other important programs like the implementation of institutional assistance programs that will help develop higher education institutions in the country. Now, when it comes to the student financial assistance and the quality of programs, we have regional offices that implements this program. And then, of course, the stakeholders, the parents, even the students, and just about anybody can reach out and go to our regional offices and, conduct their business there and, get information. Especially when you talk about leading programs where their children would like to go. And of course, the quality of institutions, even the level of tuition fees, you can ask there. No? It's a hot issue, but well, we have many information that we can share in our regional offices. And we have staff that are just there to conduct public service and help our stakeholders.
Okay. Now, huwag kayong mag-alala mga kaibigan because right after this segment, we are going to flash on your screen the contact details of the CHED, including their website, their phone numbers, their email, para kung meron kayong concern, you can email them. And Attorney Vitriolo gives us his word na talagang aasikasuhin kayo at hindi sa kawalan lang, ipinadala nyo lang sa oblivion yung inyong email. Kayo po ay sasagutin. And you can also visit the offices of the CHED here in NCR. Dito lang po yan sa may within the UP campus, no? Kantong-kanto po yan ng University Avenue at CP Garcia, yung malaking building po doon. Nandun sila. And I have been there, and the staff are generally very welcoming, pati yung mga guardian nila doon ay okay naman, i-assess kayo kung saan yung concern niyo because there are departments that can address what particular issue that you have. Attorney, it was so nice to hear from CHED. This is the first time here in Aprub, and I hope this is not the last time.
Well, I enjoyed our conversation.
I did too. Dami ko natutunan, sir. Ganun pala kalawak, no? Kaya pala hiniwalay si CHED sa DEX.
Malawak talaga. And then, of course, there are many things to cover.
Right. And you have been working since 1994 and you have not stopped.
Yes. True.
You also occupy Deputy Executive Director.
Yeah, that was my first position since 1994. In 2008, eventually I was, promoted to Executive Director.
Right. And you are not showing signs of stopping just yet.
Of course not.
Okay, sir.
It's still go, go, go.
Yes, sir. It was an honor. Thank you very much for gracing the show. And kung meron po kayong announcements, just let Miss Weng know or Miss Ella para we can include it on our public billboard. Okay?
Right.
Thank you, sir, and good evening.
Thank you so much.
All right. Mga kaibigan, magbabalik pa rin po ang Aprub. Huwag niyong alis.
Hi, we're Team Pilipinas, gold medalists at the 2017 Southeast Asian Games, and we are one with 25.
these interesting times, these people have a big role to play. People behind news making. Your daily companions in service to humanity. Eagle News Service.
Responde! Miyerkules, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi.
Narinig natin na ipinahayag mismo ng Executive Director ng Commission on Higher Education o CHED ang papel ng naturang ahensya para po sa kapakinabangan ng ating society. Alam niyo mga magulang, special mention kayo, no po, alam niyo na nandyan ang CHED. Kung meron kayong katanungan, kung merong issue, kung meron kayong naguguluhan, o gusto niyo magabayan ng inyong mga anak sa pagpili ng kanilang bokasyon o sa pagpili ng kanilang career in the future, nandyan po ang CHED kasi I understand, meron din po silang guidance na ipinoprovide, lalo na doon sa mga specialized courses na tinalakay natin nung last part ng ating programa in geologists, yung mga scientists na nung una ay parang napaka-intimidating, scientist, baka hindi kaya yan, baka gumraduate nga, wala namang papasukan trabaho. Meron na pong pamamaraan in place at kasama po dito, na bumuo dito sa mga pamamaraang ito, ang ating CHED. Kaya po sila kinreate para po sa particular function na makinabang ang ating mga college students, pati yung mga graduate students, pati na rin ang mga magulang at sa kabuuan ang ating Society Commission on Higher Education. Naku, wala na po tayong oras. Approve na isang oras kasama kayo. Tandaan, ito ay programang para po sa inyo. Tuwing Martes ng alas 8 ng gabi, kami po ay inyong makakasama at your service. Ako po si Elaine Fuentes at ito ang Approve. Gawin natin ito.
From Net25 Kids, and I have a very special announcement to make. Net25 Kids is going to have a school caravan on January 26 in Bonifacio Memorial Elementary School. It's going to be so much fun. There's going to be games, booths, and there's even going to be a puppet show. My friends from Word Hub are going to be there. There's going to be goodies not only for the kids, but also for the students and the parents as well. And kids, who knows, maybe one day we'll see you at your school. Well, that's it for now, kids. See you, bye-bye!
A typhoon has just struck the coast of Malaysia, and hundreds of people are missing. Survivors are being picked up by helicopter and taken to hospital. Sniffer dogs are on standby to help search any houses. But thankfully, none of this is real. It is actually a training exercise carried out by the ASEAN Regional Forum.
It's an exercise bringing together the civilian and the military force and having a joint exercise in preparing ourselves in case there is a disaster. How will countries come together to respond as one?
The training scenarios also include a chemical leak to make sure all the equipment is in working order should it be required in the real world.
Now, having a good system or having a good institutional mechanism is one, but unless you practice it, you would never know whether it will really work at a time of disaster or not.
The political security community is about more than responding to problems. It is about preventing them as well. Since it was formed to today, ASEAN has ensured the entire region has remained at peace, providing a solid foundation for economic development as well as socio-cultural opportunities. The Treaty of Amity and Cooperation in Southeast Asia came into existence in 1976. Code of Conduct governs the region. It lays out numerous fundamental principles, including mutual respect for the independence and sovereignty of all nations, non-interference in the internal affairs of one another, and the settlement of differences by peaceful means. In 1995, government leaders signed a treaty to make ASEAN a nuclear weapon-free zone to further promote peace in the region. By providing a platform for countries and parties involved in any disputes and tensions, ASEAN is able to keep all conflicting parties present in negotiations and continue exploring options towards peaceful solutions. And it isn't just talking within the 10 countries that has kept the region safe. Over the past few years, ASEAN has deepened and strengthened its relations across Asia and the world. ASEAN's continued cooperation with its international partners promotes peace, stability, prosperity, and the development of the region. Not only are there regular ASEAN meetings between the foreign ministers, but there are also East Asia summits, which allow ASEAN to have a real impact on issues in the wider region. ASEAN is actively engaging its dialogue partners to further enhance dialogue and cooperation with them. The ASEAN +1 meetings with the world's superpowers mean that despite their size, ASEAN countries can have a real impact on global politics. And by adopting coordinated, cohesive, and coherent positions on issues, and by responding collectively to emerging challenges, ASEAN is seen as being a reliable player in the global community.
By talking, by discussing, by being transparent, this is actually promoting trust building. This is building confidence. So it's definitely one of the most successful framework, I would say, in this age and time to promote peace and stability in the region. So, and of course, this trickles down to the safety and security of the people as well.
And looking after its people is ASEAN's main concern. The political security community promotes political development in adherence to the principles of democracy, the rule of law and good governance, and respect for the promotion and protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms as inscribed in the ASEAN Charter.
What are countries but about people? So you have a people-centered ASEAN. And what is it about people that is important? People have rights. People want to live decent lives. They want to have protection from fear. They do not want to live in fear.
When you're dealing with lives, I think the best teacher of all is experience. And the experiences of a collective of nations, is really better than just one nation looking inward.
ASEAN uses the political security community to create a rules-based union of shared values and norms, which is cohesive, peaceful, and resilient. By bringing the 10 nations together, it gives a shared responsibility for security, which allows Southeast Asia to be a dynamic and outward-looking region in an increasingly integrated and interdependent world.